bigger than number one, I think. Because she didn't get that one. And she didn't get that one. Even though I'm showing her and she's watching right now. She's trying to get me to do it for her, which is her way of solving the problem. Get someone who knows how to do it. I finally got to the fabric store and I bought by the meter. Enough to go across the tops of these windows, and I had leftover because I used all the old ones to make a continuous line, and I'm going up the sides as well at each end, like so. So I used the old ones over here, and then this is the white one, and then one window I used all the black ones because I'm frugal that way, and that left me some. This one here is one side of the Velcro, just the hook side, and it sticks to the wool. So I got up this morning in the house because I'm sleeping in the house now. I managed to keep the fire going till about 2:30 last night, and then that log that I put on before going back to sleep did not continue to burn. So when I came out here at 8:30, there was no fire in the stove. I'm going to set this up so I can use it to come out here first thing in the morning, and I'll have breakfast foods ready, and I've got coffee stuff ready, and I can just come out here. I miss being able to lay in bed with the Xbox and stuff, but what are you going to do? The dog, of course, is playing. Are you playing? Can you give me hugs? Hey, hugs! It did get cold last night. Very cold. When I came in the bus, the space heater was rolling like crazy, but other than that, I would say that the bus was quite reasonable. A little cooler than usual. Nothing had frozen though. It took about 3 or 4 hours to get it comfortable in here. When I turn off the Xbox at night, it sends out a signal to turn off the living room TV. The signal happens to be exactly the same one that turns the heater off. That one. So the fire went out. I stuffed it before I went to bed. And it went out, and the heater went out. I could see my breath this morning when I came in. It's supposed to get down to -16 with a wind chill of -22 tonight. Boy, it's snowing hard out there tonight. It feels like just, ugh. We're just going to make some really nice video tomorrow. I'm planning to make a video about trees. Well, it's not our first snow, but it's our first good snow. Winters are so long here. I really got to get out of here. I got to get this baby to the coast. You can see here that the roof of the bus is actually acquiring insulation. That's going to help with keeping it warm. And I'm getting icicles, which I like. It would be around the middle of November that I would leave. If I could, next year I want to. I want to go to the coast, and then I would come back when it got to be about this cold again, so I'd have an entire winter of these temperatures. I have a few periods, 3 or 4 weeks of frost, possible snow. On a bad year, it gets this cold, as it is now here. It's really the place to go take this thing. Until I get construction done, this is how I'm blocking off the cold from the front. I've got blankets hanging from the ceiling, and this blanket, and there's a board that slides behind the bed, and then this. So because cold falls and heat rises, the only cold that's going to fall through here will be the cold that falls off of here. And then it'll fall down and more or less get caught, you see. Yeah, and it's actually quite effective. You still get a cold puddle of air down here for which I run fans to keep the air stirred, because it gets really warm here and really cold here if you don't. Now this feels clever. This is a plant stand, and I've been putting my dishes on it, and I had a basin inside the kindling bucket, but now the kindling bucket is free to move. The table piece is free to be fastened in, and I can still put my dishes, and now the water will get here, and this can be taken out if I need to. Wash them, dry them. Yes! It's -7 out there. It'll get this cold out on the coast when it's at its worst. Now I know why people don't leave cinder screens on their chimneys if they don't have to. They fill up with soot in a couple of days. And you have to go out there with a brush, and you have to brush them off to get your draft working again. So I just did that, and it's getting finally warming up in here. And I'm warming up. The fire goes out overnight, and the heater has to keep the bus warm enough to keep from freezing, and that worked well last night. I would like to maintain the heat in the bus if I can, because it's so hard to heat it up when it's been allowed to get properly chilled. Overnight, as the bus cools, the surfaces in the bus are cooling. The objects in the bus are losing heat to the air. So they're slowly losing heat. And then when you add heat, they start to pick up heat. So you're not just heating the air in the bus. You're literally heating the bus. You're heating the objects in the bus. And when you allow those objects to get to a certain point of cool, it takes a phenomenal amount of time and wood to bring them back up. So you can't do that every single night and then come in here and expect to have a comfortable warm space to work in. That's why I can't work in here in the dead of winter. At 20 below, it's just too hard to heat it up enough. I think this bus could easily do BC. Definitely could do boondocking in BC with the way it's set up now. So here's something cool that I tried out tonight that's working. And what I need is cool storage. Carrots, apples, and oranges back here. And at the moment, they're staying really nicely cool. Now, the hope is that nothing gets frozen here. But I'm finding that there's cool zones that I could store things in different levels on these shelves and get different levels, different temperature zones. Just like anything that's stored underneath in here could be cool zones. So I haven't been using it that way, but I could have cool storage, but not with a dog. She's got a really good nose, don't ya? She looks comfy. She's got cute toes. Cute nose. I like your fuzzy tail. She's got a hairy tail. So here's the bus. This is what the bus is right now. It is a mobile transport vehicle capable of coming and going, licensed, plated, and running. I am using it as a mobile art studio with lounge. I have fixins for making tea and snacks, and I have a couch on which to sit or lounge. I'm not living here. I live in the house. I hang out in the bus a lot. That is the official. Anything else you may have heard on YouTube is part of the show. It's just entertainment, folks. Alright, well, I can't live in here, but I can certainly use it like a man cave. It's half lounge, half shop, just like a garage, any outbuilding. I'm making tea. And I'm going to play some Xbox this evening. I was going to work on the bus a little bit. I've got to work on that wall. I've got a door started. But I'm just too stressed out by this morning. I just can't focus to work. Carpentry work is very stressful because I don't know what I'm doing, and I have to kind of figure it out as I go along and just kind of guess and try not to make it too ugly. Do what needs must. So, yeah, I'm hanging out in the bus. Whatever it was the person reporting intended, I don't think they achieved it. So I took my bedding back to the house, took my clock radio, I took my computer, I took my food. I'm out of here. I have to move all the freezables out, but I still have to go downtown and do some errands today. So the freezables can stay here for a day or two, and then I'll move them all out. Well, the fire department was here. Somebody phoned, said I had separated from my husband and moved into the bus, and I was living in the backyard in my bus. Which, for those of you watching the vlog, is pretty much what was going on. So, thing is, I don't know that many people. It had to be someone that I have spoken to about this, or watches my vlog, or knows me online, and knows where I live. That narrows it down to, like, what, 2 or 3 people? Maybe only one? There's only one that comes to mind. What this means is, I'm going to be looking at all of the people I know with suspicion. I'm going to ditch a pile of friendships. I'm going to be winding up ditching everybody who might have called as someone who would lie. Because if you confront them and they say, I would never do that, then what? They're probably lying, right? They could be lying. You don't know. I think I've got a really strong suspicion of who it is, and that person I'm never going to speak with again. Basically, someone's betrayed my trust and doesn't deserve my friendship. So I've moved back into the house. You know, the process is going to go on anyway. The guy says, as far as he's concerned, it looks like I'm living out here, and he hasn't decided what to do, and so it's all up in the air. I don't know. I have to send him a copy of the registration when I find it to prove that the bus is registered and licensed, and yeah, he took pictures of everything. I can only think of one person who's likely to have called. Nobody else that knows about me is in this neighborhood. There's only one person who's a neighbor who would even care. So I strongly suspect, and this is someone I've been good to. I'm so angry right now. Well, the fire department inspector came banging on the door. Didn't get in. I called to sort it out. Somebody has reported that I'm living in the bus, and he needs to make sure that I'm not living in it, that the bus is plated and drivable, and that the wood that I'm burning to heat it is approved. I really need to eat breakfast, and now I'm so tense and stressed I feel like I'm going to throw up. And I don't want to spend the next however many months looking at them all with owly eyes going like, was it you? I mean, there's people walking by to the school all the time. They can see the smokestack burning, you know. So I told him I'm building it out, that I need to heat it up. He's got a new trick. If I put out too much energy at once, and wants to throw up. Yeah. So I had breakfast, no problem, everything's fine, it's wonderful. I come inside, I set up to fill a jug of water and go to the bathroom, and by the time I've finished going to the bathroom, the water jug's full. Waves of nausea overcome me. I mean, not from something I ate, just too much tension. Boom, it's going to my stomach now. So I've been sitting here wasting time doing nothing, trying to relax my body enough for the nausea to go away. So I voted. I went down, I voted, I took a selfie, and that was all the footage or anything that I got. I have spent today pretty lightly. I felt so ill yesterday. Anytime I tried to do anything where I had energy available to me, but when I actually used it, I got struck with waves of dizziness and nausea that was just phenomenal, and even threw up. I couldn't eat solids. It was just not pretty. I should probably take it easy, and besides, I'm really behind in my vlog videos. So that's what I'm doing, is working on my vlog video. Working away, just about ready to put another one out. Mostly moved out, but still got the Xbox in here. The weather got really warm. If it was -18, I wouldn't be out here anymore. Moved the heater up there. That way it only goes on when this layer is 15 degrees Celsius. So the bottom layer could get to freezing, and that's okay. I'm gonna accept that. October is over. I'm kind of moving out of the bus, but still spending mornings and evenings in here, depending on weather. I just can't let go. It's nice out here. Yeah, Renee's out here playing. So what's next for November? I think mostly the next 2 weeks is going to just be filled with tension for the upcoming surgery. It's not a bad tension, but it isn't a healthy tension. That's unfortunate. And yeah, getting my stuff ready. I'm gonna have to, I guess I'm not packing a bag because I get to come home afterwards. Thank you.